200 metres. We've had a couple of leg withdrawals. Amber Anning overnight, and now Alexis Holmes is withdrawn in warm-up. So a little bit of a rejig. So Bailey Lear, who would have been in lane 1, is now out in lane 8. Was in the World Indoor Championship relay squad for the USA. Rosie Effiong will go in lane 2. Sorry, Rosie was in the squad. He was in last year's World Indoors, 2 World Indoor Championships in quick succession. Now, two folks who know each other really well here. We're going to see in lane 7, Engineer Oakley of Jamaica. Sheena Adeleke in lane 3, the Irish woman who is US-based, is just feeling her way back after a couple of injury issues into her season. Brilliant 2024. There's Alia Butler, as I said, knows Oakley very well. They're going to be sharing lanes 6 and 7. Now Bella Whittaker, watch out for her in such great form. Almost broke the world record indoors this year, but all eyes are going to be on Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone. Biggest star perhaps in American track and field, one of the biggest around the world as well. Usually, of course, over the hurdles, going in the flat here in lane 5. So she's got Butler and Oakley, the two athletes who finished 1 and 2 in the recent championships. Olympic semi-finalist Butler, but it'll be Whittaker, you would think, who will give McLaughlin-Levrone a real chase here. People have been talking about a US record still held by Sanya Richards-Ross. So Sydney is not shy about saying she's in great shape, hasn't decided yet about what she's going to do later in the year, but she's already chasing because Butler's gone off very, very quickly in lane 6, the 21-year-old. So Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone knows that the challenge could come from Whittaker, but Whittaker started pretty slowly, and Sydney's gone incredibly quick through this first 200 metres. If she can stay strong, she's certainly set this up for herself here. Has never run quicker than 48.74. That's not too far off the best an American has ever done. They're on their feet here. She's going to win this one by a long way. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone striding away. Butler is hanging in supremely well. Whittaker finishing, but nowhere near. It's going to be Sydney's win, 49.44. I think she had a real go at that. She went out so fast through that first 200. I think she was expecting a little bit more. You can't argue with a big win and against a good field. But if anything, Oakley was coming back at her in the last 20 metres, just closing the gap a little bit. So 49.43, best she could do today.
Steve, I'm wondering if she didn't overcook it a little bit the first 200. Certainly that she started off steadily here, but then she accelerated down the back straight, made a lot of ground off Alia Butler outside her in lane 6 to left of picture. Butler ran off pretty aggressively too, but McLaughlin closed on her here. Look at this, between 150 and 250. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone closed a lot of ground on Butler. Now Butler here, of course, has got the stagger against her. McLaughlin-Levrone round the top bend there. I expected to start putting it in, but I think maybe a little too quick through the first half and wasn't as strong down the home straight as I expected, I have to say, and maybe that was indicated by the 21-year-old Butler actually almost closing on her over the last 50 or so. This was not the Sydney we're used to seeing through the last 60 or 70, which is normally one of the strengths of her race. It's still great running, 49.43, but it's quite some way off what many expected. Yeah.